Hello everyone, my name is Anton, and in this video I want to give a quick update on Noteey. This is a visual note-taking application that I've had my eye on for a little bit, and in total transparency I did get a free pro license to try out this app and put it through its paces, so just want to put that out there. But this video has not been sponsored or paid for, and I am recording this and putting it out without anyone from Noteey reviewing it and giving me permission to push anything out. So you have these are my words, and they have not been modified in any way as I talk about this particular product. So that out of the way, let's go through the update that recently came out on the 26th, actually today. And these updates, I think, now has set it apart to where I'm going to start actually doing some more videos on it. The features and improvements that they've implemented here, one of the big ones is the actual data syncing feature. So this here has third-party data syncing where I can go in and set up either Google, iCloud, and they actually have, let me see, what's the other one? OneDrive also in here as supported cloud storage that can be used to sync your data if you have multiple devices. Now, their license structure, I haven't gone through their license structure, but you can take a look at that on the website. They offer a one device license for Noteey or a multi-device license, and there is no sync process that's built into the solution. It is a local first, primarily offline type solution that you would use, and the syncing capabilities have not been built into the product yet. But this is kind of a jumping off point to give some kind of syncing between different devices if you have multiple devices that you work with. So this feature, I've already started testing it, and I want to actually do a separate video on this one because it's a little bit involved to getting it set up. It's not terribly hard to actually set up, but there's some things that I want to actually get into when I do it that I had some expectations with the product, just going off some of the terminology and thinking about how things sync previously with other applications. So I want to dig into that one a little bit more. There's also some the ability to mention cards. So now you can actually do add and then an actual card. So if I was to come in here and let's just go into any one of these cards here. If I was to just type the @ sign, it would bring up a dialog where I can put a link to another card or another project or even another board within my space. So if I do @ let's do it here, we can see that you have a selection of cards. I can create a new one from here. I can link to a project, or I can link to one of the journals that I might have out there and put that within this card. So this is actually a pretty good feature that they've added in here. You can also come in here and you can link to other projects from this particular project on this board. So they're adding in that capability where we can start linking certain information or certain cards and projects and link these things together so that they're not all in silos within this workspace. Going back to the list, we have whiteboards can now link to each other, which I already showed that one. We have a new sidebar, which I think is pretty nice that they've added in here. I don't have a video of the previous one, but if we come into the sidebar now, you have the library up at the top that shows you all of your cards. You have the journal right here, and we have all of our highlights right here at our fingertips. They used to be within this row here, if I remember correctly, but now they've put them into the sidebar so that you have easy access to it. And if I want to actually get into that, I can click into it. We can see here I have a PDF that I have a highlight, and then I can drop that onto the board there. So it makes it a lot easier to get to some of this content. So this is pretty nice. We also get version history within this update, and I've been playing around with this feature, and I'm not quite sure how it what's the frequency of snapshots that it's doing. So I did post that question out in the Discord channel, so I hope to get an answer back from the Noteey team. to have more information on that. So like if I was to go here into a card and I did version history, we can see it's still in beta. It will bring up that card. It will bring up the multiple versions here, but I'm not sure what the time span in between these that is required, because I made multiple changes here over different spans of time, like 5 minutes and 10 minutes, and I didn't get a snapshot for those. But when I actually came back in, this update here that I have here, the first one, it comes in at 12 o'clock, and then I have one at 1:50, almost 2 hours later. So I'm not sure, again, what the time span in between these, because I did try to space out these updates that you see in here. And yeah, we'll see what the answer is. But you can come in here and you can easily get a restore version, where if you haven't done a backup on your system, then this is another way of getting restores at an incremental level for your different cards that are out there. It also works on the journal as well, so that's a pretty nice feature to have, and I really look forward to getting more information on that and seeing how that works. There are PDF highlight notes that can be edited in the whiteboard now. So as I brought this one highlight over from the sidebar, I can come in here and I can start putting notes into the PDF highlight on the whiteboard. This can also be done in the side panel as well, which is typically where you would do it before they updated this particular feature. So now you get to do it on the board directly now without having to open up the sidebar. The next one here in line is there's a new link mode. So if you're bringing in or importing information or content, I should say, let's go to the library here. If you're doing an import and you're bringing in stuff from let's go to downloads here, maybe I'll just bring in an image there. The object of this is to actually give you the option to where you can either link to it and keep it where it is, or it brings it into the actual space and default location for all the stuff that comes into this particular vault. You see, it did not give me the option here in the library section there, but if I go to the board and let me see, link to project, you see if I add a file this way, what will this do? So it does add the file. It didn't actually give me the prompt of linking it. So let me see, copy link, add file. So okay, right now this is something that I'm just actually starting to play with, so I haven't actually done anything with this link file feature. So you're seeing it in real time what I'm seeing. So I selected on here, and I think I remember, let's take a look in the settings. Yeah, we have a new setting here on the import file where it says always import mode or always link mode or ask every time. It's funny that it did prompt me or ask me really quickly one of the times where I clicked on that link and it kind of disappeared. But all right, so you need to go into the settings and set up which option you want to have, whether it asks you or you pick a default one. But when you click on it now, you'll get the option to be able to either import directly into your vault or link to that file so that the file stays where it is. And if you have really large files, maybe you don't want to pull those files into the vault here and have them somewhere else on your device. This obviously, if you're doing this could cause an issue if you're syncing to another device that may not have these files in the same path, so that could present an issue. But I think it's a nice option to have here. So if we were to go ahead and click on this one here, and let's take that option, we'll leave that file there. It goes to import here, and I have the file here. If I go into my library, let's see, right now it shows this link up at the top corner there to indicate that this is a linked file and it's not actually within the library or within the default vault for Noteey. So moving on to the next feature here, let's go ahead and check this one out. We have improved image loading speeds. I can't really test this because I don't have a board with a lot of images on it, but this is more of a performance improvement. So if you put a lot of images on the board, it doesn't take a long time to actually load those images up. So maybe this is one of those where it will depend on the resources on your machine, but you can see that he's putting in, or the Noteey team is putting in efforts to improve the performance of the application. Then you have connect line improvements. So there's some improvements have been made where if you're in here and you delete, let's see if I have like an arrow from this shape to this card. If I come in there and I delete that card, the arrow disappears as well, where before the arrow would stick around and just be sitting there and kind of in free space there. So some improvements to that. You can save your preferred line of thickness. So if I'm in here and let's do another card out of it, line. See if we can figure out how this one here works. I'm assuming this one's going to be on the border style side of things, where if I was to change this to a 4 here, 4. All right, so that's a 4 there, and then if I was to do another, it keeps what I put in previously. So I've never actually changed the thickness of the arrow previously, so I'm not sure, whether it worked or did not work before. But for those who want to keep that, have your preferred thickness, and once you set it, it never changes. That's something that's been added here. And the next improvement that they've added was if you click the blank area at the bottom of a card, it'll automatically enter in a new block. So go here, and that one already has its info. We go here. Okay, we have one there. And it's more noticeable, I think, on the highlight. If I click on this one, yeah, not too sure of what that feature does as well. If I click into the card, it works in here, but let's put a blank area in there. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the issue was with this one before, but it seems to work fine for me here. So yeah, if you had an issue with that, then maybe you can kind of explain a little bit more in the comments of what issue there was before with this one here. But then there are some other improvements that were made here, some bug fixes and things like that there. And overall, I think these are some pretty good updates. The main ones being the synchronization between third-party cloud storage providers, the version history, the ability to link to different objects within your space, being able to use the @ symbol to create those type of links to those within cards or within your journal, and being able to also edit the highlight on the whiteboard. So some of those are some of the ones that I've run into some issues with, and the improvement I think are much needed. There are some that I've been waiting for, as far as the formatting within the cards, being able to paste in markdown and it understands what I pasted in and formats it correctly. Also being able to have toggle headings and toggle bullets, things like that, which are more personal preference, but I think when they do come, they'll add a lot of quality of life features to the writing experience within the cards. I do plan to do a full review on this particular product. As I say, I've been waiting for some updates like this syncing to come to it before I kind of dig deeper and do a full review of the product. There are still a lot of bugs here and there. The ability to share your boards and your projects. I've found some issues where some images don't show themselves, or highlight cards don't show, and these are things that from the Discord have been said that those are somewhat on the back burner while they work on the core feature sets for the product. They can get those out by this year, and then they'll start working on bug fixes and really improving the some of the things that they've implemented out there and make them work a lot better. All right, so that's just a quick feature update for Noteey, the visual note-taking application. If you found value out of this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And until the next time, have a nice day.